oh boy, people are not going to be happy with what I have to say about this show. Or maybe they will. I'm not really certain. But it seems like Welcome to Derry has been getting a really, really big positive reaction as of its release. And some of it I get. There are things to appreciate and like about this show. And I can see how that first episode was really shocking. We weren't really sure where this was going to go. But overall, I thought this show was not great. First of all, I did review all the It movies. Like I reviewed the Tim Curry one and the newest ones, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So you can check out my thoughts on those. But needless to say, I've never been a lover of those movies. I do really like Chapter 1 for the most part. I do think it's not as good as people say it is, but I do like it. Chapter 2 is the weakest part of the story, and that remains the same with the book. It's kind of like Wicked, where Wicked's play and movie function like that, where like part 1 is the best part of the story, part 2 is the weakest part of the story. So that's just kind of how it works with both parts, and you just kind of have to eat it as it goes. I don't think part 2 needed to be as bad as it was, though. But yeah, I digress on that for Chapter 2 of It that is not Wicked. But you know, I liked the It movies fine enough, but I wasn't really super excited about this show. I was curious about it because I figured, okay, I feel like there needs to be more horror TV shows. Like, it can't just be Stranger Things, because Stranger Things, I feel like at this point is more like sci-fi, and then real horror. There's horror, because I'm not actually scared by watching Stranger Things, and so it felt like, back in the day we used to have like horror anthology shows and all kinds of cool stuff, but now we really don't have that kind of stuff. So alright, I was curious what they would do. I think this show is an encapsulation of what I don't like with the movies, which is needless jump scares. CGI that's just kind of in your face and less scary than if they'd actually gone practical and built these things. So, and then also, I know it's not this show's fault, but this show just feels like Stranger Things for so much of the show. And the worst part was, too, while this show was airing its episodes, like, I think we were deep into the season by the time this happened, so it wasn't exactly its fault, but when Stranger Things dropped its first 4 episodes of its season, you have the Hawkins place taken over by the military. There's a black dude in charge of the military operation, kind of, a little bit. So I'm just sitting there going, man, this feels so much like Welcome to Derry. But then I was like, no, it's the opposite. Welcome to Derry feels so much like Stranger Things. And I know that Stranger Things is inspired by Stephen King, but it felt like maybe the show could have done more to differentiate itself, but it really didn't. And so as a show, I was able to enjoy some of it, but like it felt like a show that was focused on building this lore out with Pennywise. And if you're super interested in that, that's great. That's just not me. What I enjoy about the It stuff is the kids and the kind of atmosphere it creates in that first movie. But I feel like after that first movie, it's just kind of lost me, both in this show and in the second part of movie. In the second movie, so it's fine. I don't hate it. I will definitely review every season of the show just because I have a channel. That's kind of what I do. But I don't think that I'm in love with this show like some other people are. I've seen people really gaga about this show, and it also doesn't help that I started that Apple TV show Pluribus, and I'm kind of enjoying what's going on with that show, and I'm excited to see more of that show. And I'll have a review for that hopefully soon. But yeah, I'm not crazy about this show like some people. Sorry guys, it's not a bad show. Just don't love it like everybody else.